We'll do it with Taylor Swift
But I
or
think
Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless
yeah.
him, in his whatever that state that he was in his whole life. We'll never know. We didn't, although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense. The music, I have no idea. I couldn't give a. I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did.
Right.
So we're going to react to it. I've been watching this interview. Now, this interview, if you're a fan, you need to watch this interview. If you're a fan of Pink Floyd and Roger, you definitely want to watch this. But we're at the point now, we're going to actually react to what the heck happened. Like, what actually went down? What did he say? So let's react. Let's go.
Anniversary of that.
Yeah. Anyway.
And they're right now, by the way, they're talking heavily about politics right now. Just to give you a background, I don't know how it's going to go from politics to Ozzy, but we shall see.
Well, so does that resonate with you, though? Do you feel? It seems to me that fewer and fewer people who actually say that they give a shit, particularly about Gaza and what's going on with the state of Israel. You're in a minority when it comes to artists who are willing to be. It's not even brave, just practical enough to say that something is going on, So it seems like that the spotlight then is extra bright on you, which then invites all this vitriol from people who just they don't know the issue. They think it's impolite to go against these dominant theories of who is right and wrong, who is the hero and the villain in here. Is there a frustration that you have that you are in many ways alone when it comes to this kind of work as an artist in the country?
I'm really curious how this gets to Ozzy, so we shall see what this is all about, man.
Yeah, but I don't think it has much to do with art or the music or the music industry or what it was like in the 60s and whether it was actually any better. I promise you I was not on that train in the 60s.
Right.
I was way too busy trying to figure out in the late 60s what to do because Sid had gone loopity-loop and he couldn't write songs anymore. So somebody had to take over the reins of Pink Floyd. And before that, how could I get out of studying architecture and do something that I wish I managed to do? I mean, I've been so unbelievably lucky that I escaped into rock and roll.
Amazing.
Not that there's anything wrong with architects, don't get me wrong. It's a perfectly, legitimate path for people who like that kind of. For me, there was rather too much of learn how to please the client and say the right things. And you end up with Norman Fosters of this world building horrible pineapples in the city of London. But sorry, Norman, but what a prick. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But what is your question? What are we trying to get at? No, I tell you what it is, because this has come up in conversations with other people with me quite a lot recently. Oh, with Chris. Mainly with Chris. It's not because I was the age I was and it was the 60s and it was not. People are always going to remember Twiggy more than me. People's attachments to the 60s. It's a bit like Haight-Ashbury or the hippies. It's a passing fad. Nobody gives a really about all of that. And there was no great political revolution going on. People are sort of faintly revered from those times. Let's pick David Crosby, not because I've got anything against him, but that whole Crosby, Stills, blah blah blah, and all of that. I like some of the music, and I'm a huge fan of Neil Young's. Why am I a fan of Neil Young, though? I think because he can't stop himself from attaching to the pesky Indian that he's got inside him and then expressing his real feelings about things. And that is why his music is so... That is why... What's the song? Is it called Powder Monkey or Look out, man, there's a white boat coming up the river. It's got something on the front, and I don't think they're here to deliver the mail.
Right.
Which was on Rust Never Sleeps, which was my favorite bit of Neil. Though I love the love songs. I love Harvest Moon, and I love all of that. I love all of his work. He really is a national treasure. What am I trying to say? I think the whole movement thing is is fascinating in an academic way, but I don't find myself attaching to anything that was spectacular. Let's not forget that we betrayed socialism, certainly in my country, in England, in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And we allowed Tony Blair to happen. We didn't send Margaret Thatcher to jail for war crimes or whatever. We just get on with it. Because by and large, we ignored Dickens and his focusing on social problems, let's say, in a capitalist world, in an imperial world as well. We're just now beginning to come round to staring into the Narcissus pool and seeing our reflection and realizing that we are the monster, particularly the English. Our empire all over the world was doing exactly what the Israelis are doing now for hundreds of years. And you're just our offspring. The United States of America is just an offspring of that imperial idea. Fuck them. They're black. They're foreign. They live in... Let's just steal their land and kill them. And that's the ethos.
Yeah.
And so it's no wonder, really, that Keir Starmer, although he pretends to be leading a left-wing, supposedly progressive Labour, if not, they destroyed the Labour Party because Jeremy Corbyn actually was a potentially humane leader of a progressive movement in the tradition of Michael Foot and Arian Bevan, And so they had to destroy him. No, destroy Jeremy Corbyn. And the Americans joined in with it. They don't ever want to hear a single breath from my heart and soul, or Jeremy Corbyn's heart and soul, or your heart and soul, or Chrissy's heart and soul.
Right.
They were like, how can we push this to one side? Oh, I know how to do it. We'll do it with Taylor Swift, or Bubblegum, or Kim Kardashian's bum. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter.
But I think
Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless
Yeah.
him, in his whatever that state that he was in his whole life, we'll never know. We didn't, although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his...
Hold on. How did he go from the Kardashians? Well, maybe he's going with the Kardashians because of the reality TV, but still. And he just passed away. Kind of distasteful, but he clearly doesn't give a F, man. He has no filter. While he was speaking, he's been all over the place. So, just my first take watching this.
We'll do it with Taylor Swift, or Bubblegum, or Kim Kardashian's bum. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I understand where he's getting at with that. Like, using commercial TV to push messages, right? I do get that. But the whole thing mentioning Aussie to me is crazy, especially the timing, insane. And I don't think that the Osbournes really pushed agendas at all. Let me know your thoughts. Let's continue.
And it doesn't matter.
But I think
Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless
Yeah.
him, in his whatever that state that he was in his whole life, we'll never know. We didn't, although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense. The music, I have no idea. I couldn't give a fuck. I don't care about Black Sabbath. I never did.
Right.
How can anyone not like Black Sabbath too? Like, is he a hater? Is there some sort of personal situation maybe between the two of them? Is that why he's kind of just throwing dirt on the name of Black Sabbath? I mean, they're legendary, just like Pink Floyd's legendary, but these bands inspired so many people, and to just like make it like Black Sabbath is nothing. I mean, I've never met one person that doesn't love Black Sabbath, or at least enjoys their hit records that they know. They may not be into metal, but they know Iron Man and War Pigs and a few other songs. Like, they love these songs, right? So how can he like downplay that Black Sabbath is whatever he said? I don't get it, man. Is he just being a hater? Is there a personal issue between him and Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne? Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you know anything that we don't know.
no interest in biting the heads off chickens or whatever they do. I couldn't care less.
I understand that.
You know, so I'm more
Just for
interested.
clarity, just for the sake of artistic integrity, I think it was a bat he bit the head off of.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, that's even worse,
Right.
isn't it? I don't know. Is it worse to bite the head off a bat or a chicken? I'm not sure. They're both pretty tricky, aren't they?
So Jack Osbourne responded back, as you can see here, and honestly, Jack has every right to feel the way he feels. He just passed away too, and in my opinion, he really just seems bitter, like a hater, like someone that just may have a personal issue with Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, because like their music is so effing legendary. Black Sabbath, their music's legendary, influenced so many musicians, just like Pink Floyd did. So there's got to be more to this, in my opinion. Time out real quick, guys. If you're an Ozzy Osbourne fan, a metalhead just into 80s, 90s culture, these t-shirts are amazing and they are on sale under retail for steals. They fit true to size. If you like them to fit true, if you like them to be baggy, then go up a size. I usually wear a large. This shirt is a large, and this is an extra large. So if you want them baggy, go with that. If you want them to fit nicey nice, stay true to size. Link in the description. Let's continue. I really think that this is probably some old beef from back in the days. We just don't know the whole story, because even Jack was saying that his father didn't really think too highly of him, as you've seen on that post, right? So I think this is a personal issue. This isn't like F Pink Floyd. There's a lot of fans that are really furious, triggered, and you got to keep in mind, this doesn't have to do with Pink Floyd as a whole. This has to do with Roger Waters. Let's use our brains a little bit, because I've seen crazy stuff on social media. Everyone's pissed off. I'm not happy about it. I mean, I love Ozzy Osbourne. I grew up listening to him, seen him live a ton of times. When he passed away, I actually got a bat tattoo in honor of Ozzy. That's how much I love the man. He's helped me through a lot, and I enjoyed a lot of my life listening to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. But dude is a hater, man. He's an effing hater. You can never talk bad about Black Sabbath. They are trailblazers in the game, the godfathers of metal, right? Without them, we wouldn't get all of these bands we love to this day. Even bands like Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, we wouldn't get these bands if it wasn't for Black Sabbath, man. So I think dude is just a complete effing hater, and I have a feeling that they have some old beef from back in the days. If you have any idea of what that was, let me know. Let me know your thoughts on it all in general. Why is he coming out of his face hating, or is it not hate? He's just speaking his mind, and people are just sensitive because of the fact that Ozzy just passed away. We'll play devil's advocate. I don't think that's the case, but I'd love to know your opinion. Smash that if you enjoyed the video, and I can't wait to read your comments. The world can't wait, all right? Peace and love. Watch more here at The Delz Show.